Good evening, Corvallis. Tonight on the Beaver News, a pharmaceutical breakthrough at OSU and Ronald McDonald under fire from activists. Those stories and much more coming right up. Good evening and welcome to your Thursday night edition of the Beaver News. I'm Max Newfield.
And I'm Mackenzie Allen. If you walked through the Memorial Union Quad yesterday, you undoubtedly noticed rows upon rows of daisies. According to Megan Miller of the Daily Barometer, a total of 1,100 flowers were placed yesterday to represent the number of suicides on college campuses this year. Amy Wilson, a public relations officer of the Active Minds Oregon State chapter, had this to say about the event. Quote, "The Daisy Project was started in 2007 by a student at Oregon State who'd lost a close friend to suicide. She wanted to raise awareness about suicide and make it known how to prevent suicide on college campuses." End quote. Accompanying the flowers were cards with information on suicide, meant to inform readers of how prevalent suicide is in our culture, with suicide outnumbering homicide nearly 2-to-1, and give resources for those in need.
The 7th annual fashion show will be showcased today, where design and human environment students at OSU organize a great showcase where they can show off their design pieces. Leslie Burns, the chair of the department, says that, quote, "It's a professional leadership opportunity for the students as well as a public opportunity for the designers to show their work on a public venue." End quote. Megan Miller of the Daily Barometer reports that the show will be on tonight, right after this news program at 8 o'clock. Tickets can be purchased in Milam Hall, room 224.
Looking for a little fun in the sun now that the weather is finally starting to turn nice? The OSU Pre-Vet Club will be hosting their Doggy Dash 5K Fun Run Walk on May 28th. The whole family, including man's best friend, are invited, with the race scheduled to start from the Benton County Fairgrounds at 11 a.m. This race will take participants through the Midge Kramer Path and end back at the fairgrounds. All proceeds from this event go to the OSU Pre-Vet Club to help support various club trips and events, including their work with the local spay-neuter service. Check-ins and registration begin at 9 a.m. the day of, though pre-registration is available online at the website below.
Organocatalyst was developed at Oregon State University and produced by Albany, Oregon. A pharmaceutical company looks to make a new drug development around the world less costly and more efficient, more environmentally friendly, according to the university. This product, named Huacat, is one of the first products to be made available to the public as a result of the University Venture Development Fund, a 2007 Oregon legislature initiative to create jobs and aid businesses by bringing university-based discoveries to commercial use. Rich Carter, an OSU professor of chemistry and co-inventor of the new catalyst, had this to say about the product. Quote, "These types of catalysts can be used at the development of almost any type of drug, whether they are for treating cancer, heart disease, infectious disease, or other health problems. At the same time, OSU students are now gaining an edge in the new era of environmentally friendly medical chemistry."
We now go to a news story about a local disc golf course located in a nearby scenic park. Sam Rosenbluth has the story.
Hello, I'm Sam Rosenbluth, and I'm out here at Willamette Park to expose one of Corvallis' best-kept secrets, disc golf. Willamette Park is over 287 acres dedicated to outdoor recreation. Located in South Corvallis, the park is right in our own backyard. Willamette Park is home to an 18-hole disc golf course that is open year-round. When you drive into Willamette Park, the disc golf course is located on the left of the parking lot. It is marked with a big sign and has a map of the course for first-time players. The course is located in far southeast Corvallis at the dead end of Goodnight Avenue. The course hosts several tournaments every year, but all skill levels are welcome. So if you're a first-time disc golf player that's ready to give it a shot, then Willamette Park might be the place for you. The course features 18 holes that have 2 basket positions. This helps keep the course challenging and allows the meadows to recover after repeated use. The course is maintained by the city and is almost always in top condition.
It's sort of like a country club as far as disc golf courses go, because the city takes care of it, and it's pretty nice. There isn't a lot of brush or blackberries. It has clear fairways, and it's close to where I live, so I like that.
Willamette Park is great for pets too. The park is designated as an off-leash area for dogs. Many people use the course and see it as a chance to get out and enjoy nature.
You know, bring your dog out, just socialize, walk around. It's a fun sport. It doesn't cost any money, and it's like nature. You see a lot of the wildlife. You know, if you go out in the mornings, you hear a lot of birds. See and hear a lot of birds.
The sport has been gaining popularity over the years, and more first-timers are trying disc golf. Like the name implies, disc golf has similar rules to regular golf. Each hole starts at a paved tee pad. The goal is to get the disc into the basket in as few throws as possible. The discs are similar to the types of clubs in regular golf. There are drivers, mid-range discs, and putters. Willamette Park is the biggest park in Corvallis, and with summer just around the corner, disc golf players and outdoor enthusiasts are happy to have it. I'm Samuel Rosenbluth, KBVR News.
We're going to take a short break, but when we come back, LinkedIn meets the New York Stock Exchange and President Obama addresses relations in the Middle East. Those stories and more when we return.
Mom!
What?
You can't find Ichabod.
What?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who would love to put up with you.
Explore new worlds. Read. Visit literacy.gov.
All the kids in Tokyo are going to a rock and roll show.
I'm Maya Holmes. And I'm Brittany Wooten. And we're the Blonde Bombshells, here to give you your weekly music news.
Going to a rock and roll show. Feet first, don't let off the throttle. Feet first, until we hit the bottom. Feet first, until we reach Narita. Feet first. Well, baby, I wanna go back to Tokyo.
Welcome to Locals Live on Music Fusion Fridays.
How to rock at a rock show. Feet first, don't let off the throttle. Feet first, until we hit the bottom. Feet.
Welcome back to the Beaver News here on Channel 26. The spotlight in the Middle East keeps shining brightly with President Barack Obama's speech today about his policies toward the Middle East and North Africa. At the U.S. State Department, and the president described how the uprisings in the Arab states have seized control of their own destiny. CNN reports that the president and the United States supports this change in these countries in one case by offering $1 billion in debt forgiveness in Egypt, as well as $1 billion in loan guarantees. A part of the speech was devoted to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict and how, quote, the borders of Israel and Palestine should be based on the 1967 lines with mutually agreed swaps so that secure and recognized borders are established for both states, end quote. Obama is expected to meet with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu tomorrow, where Netanyahu will deliver an address to Congress while in Washington.
LinkedIn, a networking site geared towards businesses and job seekers, set records today in its first day of being traded publicly on the New York Stock Exchange. LinkedIn was initially priced at $45 a share, but rose to as much as $122 a share before dropping down to a still impressive $105 a share at around 1 p.m. Eastern Time. In November, LinkedIn was adding a new user every second and currently has over 100 million users, though prior to the 2010 fiscal year, the networking company had yet to actually make a profit except in 2006. LinkedIn is one of the first major tech companies to go public, as Facebook, Twitter, Groupon, and Zynga still remain private. Though after today, some investors believe that similar tech companies might try to cash in on LinkedIn's success and follow suit.
The hiker who fell to his death in the Columbia River Gorge yesterday has been identified. At only 22, the man had been hiking along with 4 friends along the Oneida Falls trying to climb a log jam. He slipped and fell to shallow water and died at the scene. CNN reports that the man is Hassan bin Rusi and that the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office says that the area is dangerous and that they have injuries every year in this area. He also says that there are clear signs in the area to warn against climbing on the logs and that the trails can be slippery as well.
In response to his arrest for sexually assaulting a maid in a New York hotel, Dominique Strauss-Kahn has announced that he will resign his post as the International Monetary Fund chief. According to CNN, Strauss-Kahn is currently being held without bail due to the belief that he poses a flight risk as an international citizen. Before the arrest, Strauss-Kahn was believed to be the French Socialist Party best hope to unseat President Nicolas Sarkozy in next year's elections. Attorneys for Strauss-Kahn are appealing the denial of bail, suggesting that he be confined to house arrest in New York via an electronic monitoring anklet to, quote, eliminate any concern that Mr. Strauss-Kahn would or could leave this court's jurisdiction, end quote. Strauss-Kahn was taken off his Air France flight shortly before takeoff and arrested at JFK International Airport on Saturday.
After the body of a 6-year-old boy was discovered in Maine, his mother had been arrested and is expected to be arraigned today. According to CNN, Julianne McCrary, 42, faces a charge of second-degree murder and the death of her son, and a tip led to her arrest at a rest stop in a pickup truck. The young boy's body was found Saturday under a blanket alongside a remote road in South Berwick, Maine, near the New Hampshire border. At this point, police are not releasing the cause of death. But now we're going to take a short break, and after we come back, activists around America ask for Ronald McDonald to hang up his clown shoes, and for your weather forecast. So stay tuned.
Real men know that getting tested is the way to take care of their families. That's why real men wear gowns. For a list of the tests you need, go to ahrq.gov.
Do you like this top? It's so gay.
Really?
Yeah, it's totally gay.
You know, you really shouldn't say that.
Say what?
Well, say that something's gay when you mean it's bad. It's insulting. What if every time something was bad, everybody said, oh, that's so girl wearing a skirt as a top?
Oh, you are.
Those are cute jeans, though. When you say that's so gay, do you realize what you say? Knock it off.
So, without any further ado, let the match begin! What's up?
Oh, yes!
Say to that. Get out of here. You too, Ficus. nights. You're going to want something to protect yourself.
There you go. Stay sexy, Corvallis Camera 3. We'll be right back.
I present to you Algebra 2. Who will step up to his challenge?
Me.
Take on the tough classes now. You need them to prepare for college.
It was nice. It was like...
It's easy to tell if you've had way too many. But what if you've had just one too many? Buzz driving is drunk driving.
I'm Jeremy Call, and I made suction tires. Wait, what? Wait, I used a rivet gun to connect the suction cups, and then I just connected it to the tire. I got the idea from an octopus because of the suction cups, and I don't know.
Anything's possible. Keep thinking. Get started on your invention at inventnow.org.
Welcome back to the Thursday night edition of the Beaver News. The historic landmark river of our country has made even more of history by reaching record heights at Vicksburg today. The river and all of its destruction winds its way south, passing Vicksburg at a peak of 57.1 feet earlier today. CNN reports that the flood claimed its first death after washing away a home owned by the governor and claiming the life of Walter Cook, a 69-year-old man. The water flood is expected to continue until next month, and people who live near the river are cautioned to keep their eyes peeled and be vigilant.
Nutrition activists across the United States are calling for McDonald's to retire Ronald McDonald as their spokesperson. According to CNN, Corporate Accountability International, the group behind this move, believes that McDonald's uses unethical marketing techniques by using clowns and toys to sell unhealthy food. This comes on the heels of a class action lawsuit late last year in California that claims McDonald's marketing practices violate the state's consumer protection laws. In a statement from McDonald's, the company defended their spokesman, saying, quote, "Ronald is an ambassador for good and delivers important messages to kids on safety, literacy, and balanced active lifestyles," end quote. Ronald McDonald has been the face of the fast food chain since 1971 and is currently one of the world's most recognizable clowns.
The FBI is seeking DNA samples from Unabomber Ted Kaczynski in connection in the 1982 deaths that resulted from the Tylenol capsules laced with potassium cyanide, according to CNN. Several people were killed in Chicago from poisoned extra-strength Tylenols and caused drugstores nationwide to pull the brand from their shelves. Kaczynski is so far refusing to give a voluntary sample without the FBI meeting in an unspecified condition. Now, 68, Kaczynski is currently serving a life term in the federal Supermax prison in Florence, Colorado, after pleading guilty in 1998 to a string of bombings between 1978 and 1995 that killed 3 people and wounded 23 others.
We now go to your weather forecast for this week with Max Newfield. Over to you.
Hey there, Corvallis. I'm Max Newfield, your Thursday weatherman. let's take a look at the upcoming days. For Friday, we've got sun with partial clouds at 570 and low of 50. Saturday and Sunday, you're going to want to grab those umbrellas because it's going to be raining. Saturday has a high of 60 and a low of 48. Sunday has a high of 60 and a low of 47. Monday, the rain goes away for a while with a high of 61 and a low of 46. And then Tuesday, rain comes back with a high of 63 and a low of 47. And that's been your local weather forecast. I'm Max Newfield, and back to you.
We're going to take one last break. Coming up next, a failed attempt at illegal immigration and a Taliban attack in the Middle East. Stay tuned.
Metalcon! Metalcon! Let's go! Hurry! Metalcon! 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 Metalcon!
Dude, why is your mom driving us to MetalCon?
Remember when I bought us all snowboards on that credit card and never paid it back? Well, I guess they check that stuff out when you apply for a car loan.
Afterwards, we'll all go out for ice cream.
Don't let your credit put you in a bad place. Go to controlyourcredit.gov.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me. Are your parents home later? We can hang. LUV, love you. JK. Holla back. Holla back. Holla back.
Are you with your friends? That's lame.
We're in a huge fight right now. XO. What'd you dream about? Something I did. Are you on your way to the mall?
I'm lonely.
Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
Me and my friends are close and we all believe in each other. I know they could graduate, even if it takes them longer than the 4 years.
We have classes together, so
we study together, we help each other with our homework.
Realized we messed up in the past.
Failed a couple classes before, not doing as much work as I should be doing. My two best friends, they keep me working hard.
What do you got, little fella? What do you got there? Looks like someone's butt. They must have lost it playing with their kids.
Welcome back to the Beaver News. As if it were not bad enough in the Middle East, road workers in the Wazir-Sadran district of Pakita province of Afghanistan were attacked today at the hands of the Taliban. At least 36 road workers were killed by the Taliban who claim responsibility, saying that it objected to the use of key highways by the coalition forces. CNN reports that of the 72 workers, 36 were killed and about 20 others were injured. The workers who were killed were only civilians, like drivers, guards, and daily workers.
Mexican authorities detected and stopped 2 tractor-trailers packed with 513 immigrants attempting to cross the border to the United States illegally on Tuesday. According to CNN, an X-ray at a checkpoint in the southern state of Chiapas first made this detection, and though the drivers of the trucks initially tried to flee, they were later apprehended by the police. The individuals being smuggled in were from El Salvador, Ecuador, China, Japan, Guatemala, India, Nepal, Honduras, and the Dominican Republic, with each having paid $7,000 to be brought to the United States. The immigrants are currently being provided food, shelter, and medical care, while the Mexican government works with the embassies of their home countries to secure return transport.
Now that's a tight fit. Queen Elizabeth II laid a wreath at the Garden of Remembrance in Dublin during her landmark visit Tuesday to Ireland, the first by a UK monarch since the country gained independence in 1922. The wreath-laying ceremony was a huge symbolic significance as the Garden of Remembrance honors those who fought for Irish freedom from the British rule. The Queen of England's visit to Ireland has prompted police to mount a major security operation amid threats of dissonant Republican violence. Ireland has spent $42 million on security for the visit, according to officials. Scuffles between protesters and police broke out Tuesday afternoon in central Dublin, and the Irish military defused a bomb Tuesday morning on a bus headed to Dublin. A spokesman for the Irish National Police stated that the military had stopped a private bus in Maynooth, evacuated the passengers, and found a viable device in the luggage compartment.
An Egyptian who was once a special forces officer has been chosen caretaker leader of al-Qaeda in the wake of Osama bin Laden's death, according to a source with detailed knowledge of the group's inner workings. Al-Qaeda's interim leader is Saif al-Adel, who has long played a prominent role in the group, according to Noman Bientomin. CNN reports that Bientomin was once a leader of the Libyan Islamic Fighting Group, a militant organization that used to be aligned with al-Qaeda, but in recent years denounced al-Qaeda's ideology. According to Bientomin, the decision of the new caretaker was not a decision of the formal Shura Council of al-Qaeda, because it is currently impossible to gather them all in one place, but was rather the decision of 6 to 8 leaders of al-Qaeda in the Afghan-Pakistan border area. However, Bientomin said, the choice of an Egyptian may not sit well with some Saudi and Yemeni members of al-Qaeda, who believe bin Laden's successor should come from the Arabian Peninsula, a region that is holy to all Muslims.
You've likely heard the idiom, politics makes strange bedfellows. Well, in Tokyo, at the U.S. ambassador's residence, the saying has come to life as a teen heartthrob, Justin Bieber, the American and Canadian ambassadors to Japan, and 9 children from tsunami-ravaged region of Japan gathered in a small room in front of the international press. The 17-year-old Canadian pop star walked into the room with children and squeezed into a couch with them. The girls and boys of all representatives of some of the hardest-hit communities in northeastern Japan shyly peered at Bieber as he made small talk with them. Bieber, well-practiced at smiling naturally at dozens of camera flashes that blinded them, tried to get the tsunami victims to relax and talk through an interpreter. They occasionally stared at the news cameras, unable to hide the awkwardness of being part of this media event. And that's all the news we have for you tonight. Thanks for watching, and be sure to tune in next Tuesday at 7 p.m. for another live broadcast of the Beaver News. Good night.